Welcome to the Stellar Show, Fayette County TV, Channel 77, QCon Breeze Live. Myself, Ken Philibum, Fayette Friends of Animal alum, The Duke, and Stellar's Collectible Shop inside the Uniontown Mall, Victor Malik. And what's going on?
What's up, everybody? Hey, we got the Pack Attack, the card show. That's all coming up in September. Pack Attack tickets this time are going to be limited to 50. Or no, 60. I'm sorry. There's only going to be 60 tickets sold. So please get a hold of me as soon as possible, because once the tickets run out, we flooded Bryce with too many kids the last time. So he wants to keep it where we give better prizes to a smaller group. So the tables are available. Call me at 724-610-0548 for information on the tables, or stop up here at the store at the Uniontown Mall. The big show's coming in December, in between Christmas and New Year's. That's the one where we'll go a lot longer.
Speaking where it's always Christmas and New Year's, Mike Kelly Toyota of Uniontown, where it's about trust with a wide range of automotives to choose from. But seriously, actually, watch last week's show, Mike Kelly Toyota. We had a good time over there, and boy, you missed out on some Chick-fil-A.
This is word I heard.
2 minutes after he leaves, the Chick-fil-A guy showed up.
I'm not going to lie to you. That was one of the hottest days of the summer. While we were filming, I was just looking forward to getting in air conditioning.
But the Duke enjoyed your share.
You gave it to him?
Oh, yeah. The Duke had your share and part of mine, which is always the deal with the Duke. But no, seriously, the Mike Kelly guys, thanks for having us. That was a good time. And I hope the luck that I found, is bringing all kinds of, luck to you guys. So,
yeah, Russ, it was great talking to you down there, and we look forward to having you as a guest picker against us this upcoming NFL season. Last night, you want to jump right into it? O'Neal Cruz.
O'Neal Cruz. You know what? That did not surprise me. Is someone what, really? That he put on a show like that?
Yes. I expected him not to do anywhere near that.
How?
You know he has power.
Have you not watched him at batting practice?
Batting practice, yes.
That's what that is.
Then why isn't he hitting them all the time?
Because it's not batting practice all the time.
So you're saying he's a AAA player with a ton of power?
No, I'm saying he's a guy with a natural power, by the way. There ain't no HGA in that body.
Okay. He hit some bombs. I give him all the credit in the world for hitting them. Try hitting them in the regular season. Well, I'm just a little down on the Pirates.
No, and rightfully so. But I'll tell you what, one thing that I did like, especially in that first round, was a spark. He put on a show in that first round.
We'll see what he does, because the home run derby tends to cause players to lose their swing in the second half.
That has happened, but I don't think so with him, because he was swinging the same way I've watched. And look, you know what? There's something when he hits the ball that's different from most guys. Like when he hits the ball, that thing it's got a different sound to it, and it travels. Like I said, I've been there when he's put them into the river. So last night did not surprise me at all.
Absolute bombs.
Yes, he does.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it would be nice to have that during the season.
Now, he's done it during the season. He's been putting up 20 to 30.
How many does he have right now?
I haven't looked.
I think it's around 12. I think.
Well, it's mid-season, so he's
39 and 38 and 59.
That ain't on him, but he has contributed when his times when he's dogging it. I'm not gonna defend
Tommy
that.
Pham, nice job on Sunday, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, make sure that check clears.
Thief. But
yeah, right.
And why is Jack Sawinski in the major leagues again? Please explain that to me.
I think he got hosed. He should have been DH in the last couple of years, but that all got ruined because that's all they could do with Kutch.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just bouncing back and forth, I think that's hurt him. And it's just my opinion, like I said. But I'll tell you what, though. You know what? Instead of talking about, you see what's going on at Penn State?
No, go ahead.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
Go ahead. Your floor's yours.
You are not up on what's going on at Penn State?
I keep looking at Penn State to see when practices are.
Gavin McKenna.
Gavin McKenna?
I hope I said it right. The next Sidney Crosby has committed to Penn State for a year.
Oh, okay. Hockey, understood.
Yeah, that's a game changer. NIL, $700K. Thank you, Pagolas. We love you.
Penn State is trying to make a move in all sports right now to control it all.
They made a big statement by getting Gavin. That was huge. He's one of these guys. He's the Lindros, Lemieux, Crosby that you hear about every 5 to 6 years. That is
this who the Penguins could be looking at after tanking this year?
Well, if Gavin's the first pick of the 2026 draft.
2026. Next year's draft.
And hopefully, honestly, look, I mean, if it means getting him, tank by all means. You've
got everything in place to tank.
But here's the thing with the Penguins tanking. the way the NHL's lottery is done, I think you have to finish within the bottom 4 to 6 to be in the running for the first overall pick. I don't think they're going to be bad enough. They're going to be bad, but I don't think they're going to be that bad.
If you put the effort in to lose, you can do that.
Well, I'm not arguing that, and it's fair to argue at times they have. But, you know,
You need a situation where you get a Crosby, a Lemieux, a Yager,
but you know what,
something.
Speaking of hot prospects,
this.
before we close this segment out, we were talking off air. You did not like the Pirates' first round pick this year?
Oh, my goodness. How do you correlate taking another pitcher?
It was,
You
he
have
was too
a
good to
desperate
pass
need
up.
right now to go with Skeens.
He was too good to pass up. Like I used the analogy to you off the air. I saw it as the Minnesota Vikings back in 1998. They're sitting there. They have Jake Reed and Chris Carter, but Randy Moss fell into their lap, and they couldn't say no. And that's literally. And there's a lot of national pundits that think the same. You know, the reputable ones, not these local ones from the agenda that just make up nonsense to get everybody stirred up.
A friend of mine used to use this analogy. I've been debating in my mind of using it. I'm going to use it. He used to coach Geibel basketball, and he would tell the players, if we play such good defense, we hold a team to 0, and we get 1 point, we win. That's the philosophy you have right now with the Pirates pitching.
No, it's not.
It really is. You're not addressing the fact that you need to score runs and you have enough pitching. You're going to throw away Mitch Keller in a couple days.
And
They're
that's
gonna
not a
throw
bad
him
thing.
away.
And that's when Chandler comes up. We talked about that. I think that'll be a situation like we've seen with.
I have a feeling they're going to Super 2 Chandler next year.
I think if Keller moves, he comes up because that's the move to save face.
Why wouldn't you have brought him up already?
I don't know. I can't.
I just don't understand
it is
what
a
the Pirates
crowded.
are doing
It
right
is a
now.
crowded rotation.
So add another pitcher, draft.
I'm
I'm frustrated.
No, I'm sorry.
38 and 59 with.
At the same-
You've got Mitch Keller right now could go to another team that scores 5 runs and probably win 15 games. In Pittsburgh, he's got 3.
At the 6th pick, they took the 3rd best player in the draft.
Who's not going to help the Paul Skeens time in Pittsburgh?
But I'm glad you said that but then again, these are all minor league guys. Even if Skeens was obviously an exception, like that was like a freak show, like kind of like Bryce Harper a few years back.
You're making my point. You've got a freak show right now that you're refusing to do anything. If you want to trade somebody, by all means, trade Brian Hayes.
Well, you got to have a taker.
But so, again, your problem.
On the flip side of that, where I'm going with this is, like this guy's 3 to 4 years out, even if fast tracked. So, I'm kind of looking at the a name I'm going to use later in this show, Bo Jackson. Mm-hmm. This guy's too good to pass up right now. We're taking him.
You're going back to the same argument. It just doesn't help the Pirates score runs in the next 2 years.
But no one in this draft is going to help them score runs in the next 2 years. There's not one player in this.
Some of these college hitters could.
They are, and there was no one.
Well, with the way the Pirates do things, you're going to hold him until he's 23.
The guy that came out to Dylan Cruz. Mm-hmm. I mean, he didn't he was the next Bryce Harper type.
Soto came out like that. Griffey came out like that.
But those guys took 2-3 years to get to the majors. Yeah, so
pick another pitcher.
Yeah,
I just can't defend it.
I'll defend this one because, like I said, you know what? I will never hold a team. I will never hold it against a team for taking the best player available in the draft. Mm-hmm. And that's what they did, and that's a good philosophy. I don't have a problem with it. But we're running a little long. We'll be back.
Hi, this is Mary with Fayette TV. Welcome to Discover Fayette. I am at the absolutely gorgeous Blue Canoe RV Resort right here on the Great Allegheny Passage. I'm going to be meeting with Terry. She's the general manager here. She's going to tell us all about this place.
Welcome back to the Stellar Show, Fayette County TV, Channel 77, Q-Con Breeze Live. Myself, Ken Philibom, Stellar's Collectible Shop inside the Uniontown Mall owner, Victor Mullick. And don't let me forget the Duke, he's just relaxing. It's been a rough morning for the both of us. So, but I'll tell you what doesn't look like it was too rough. You opened up some of the Halloween panini.
Yes, Score has
recently.
the first, thanks to Ken, he brought them over, and we had fun on Saturday opening these up. These are some of the better cards that came out of it. This is the Steelers' first-round draft pick.
Ugh.
Getting a picture of that.
You can have my share.
Caleb Johnson, the running back from
That's a good
Iowa.
pick. Yeah.
Will Howard, who both of us hope someday will be the starting quarterback for the Steelers.
Potential is there.
Cam Scatabo, someone I wouldn't have minded the Steelers drafting. Yeah, these are pretty decent cards. There's 4 cards to a pack. You get 2 old farts, a regular current player, and then a rookie on the bottom. What did those normally go for at Walmart?
Walmart, I think
Jackson
Target has them too. What is it, like 21 something for 43 card packs?
Yeah. So it's a fun open.
You can put that set together cheap.
Nola McMillan, he was, you really can.
Yeah. Which for
2 boxes will basically do it.
Almost, yeah. For those that like to build sets themselves, that's a fun one to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? You mentioned some of those older names. I just like kind of coming across some of them and like, oh, you know what? I remember that guy. And that actually kind of takes us into
what you're talking about,
yes,
right
sir.
now.
So this is something we talked about. We teased last week while we were Mike Kelly Toyota's Appreciation Day. Customer and fan. But
Yes.
anyway,
Thanks again.
I had teased it by bringing them, and I brought them back. So
Get you a better look at these. These
Yeah.
are one of a kind.
with assistance from the great Mean Dean
My man. What's up, buddy?
Carlton Hasselrig.
These are authentic game-worn, game-used jerseys that you told me something I didn't realize. He wore these for how many years?
Possibly the whole time he was a Steeler.
So these could be the only ones that
Yes.
exist of Carlton Hassel.
I mean,
right?
unless his family has them, which the way they did things back then, well, if someone has his helmet and they want to part with it cheap, well, I want to talk.
Now, here's the thing, knowing jerseys a little bit like I do, here's the official tag from that era. Rick, if you want to get a picture of this. And what it says on it, and I learned this directly from Tony Parisi, the Steelers equipment manager back in the 90s. The tag should say designed and tailored exclusively for the Steelers. Sandknit was the company back in the 80s that made these jerseys. These are not mesh at all.
Well, and I'm glad you said that because I brought something that's mesh.
Yeah, this is a totally different style of
I'm
polyester.
about to pop Rick.
And Dean certified these jerseys.
Yeah, well, they came from the warehouse. So this here,
And another thing, before
Okay,
you go
yes,
into the
sir.
Moss jersey,
No, it
you
ain't
can
Moss.
see how long the jersey is on me. The jerseys that you buy at the mall and at the stores right now are for a pair of jeans. So the waistline, you can tuck it in easily. This jersey goes all the way down past my knees for one reason. You got to put shoulder pads on.
exactly.
So a lot of the players will cut, as you have that cut mark.
Oh, yeah.
And the re-sew mark on, no, it's on this one.
Yeah.
Where they cut them so that they don't drag so low on their bodies.
But now, so to follow up on what we talked about last week, now this, because this Brock Lesnar Minnesota Vikings jersey is going to play in to where we're going next.
Yeah, this
but
one was cut. I'm
but-
sorry.
but this-
real
this-
quick. See how much shorter it is.
This puts a bow in the conversation last week. That's a Reebok. Lesnar played with the Vikings in 04,
Okay.
which was the time frame that Maddox was in the NFL with the Steelers. So that's why that jersey you had was someone trying to take advantage of someone.
Okay.
But hey, you know what? For $10,
Can't
you got your
complain.
money's worth. But so
And the tag, though, is interesting to see one that does say authentic on it. Not a lot of them from that era do. So that authentic tag was the most interesting part for me.
we're gonna have some fun here. So I showed Brock Lesnar and Carlton Hasselrig jerseys. So we each made a list of the 5, in our opinion, greatest athletes that we've seen. I mean, we didn't see Jim Thorpe. I mean, but hey, you know what? From what I heard, you know what? I'm not going to argue with people that did, that this man's the greatest athlete of all time. He's on my list, but because I didn't see him. I'm just going on people that I've seen. Brock Lesnar and Carlton Hasselrig, I'll do 2, and then I'll pass for you to do
Okay.
2. So the reason I had both those jerseys, like I said, so I'll start with Brock Lesnar. That's just an athlete. I get so annoyed when I hear Michael Jordan's the greatest athlete of all time. Yeah, he got 4-step layups. Everyone else got 2 for a span of 9 years. He's not the greatest athlete of all time. He's not even the greatest athlete of his generation. These 2 names here, Jordan's not in the conversation with them. Money blows them all away. Not arguing that. But I'll start with Brock Lesnar. He's in my top 5. All-American national champion wrestler in college. did all the stuff he did with WWE. Yeah, you know what? It's fair to, whatever. But it takes an athlete to do the things that those guys do at that level. And then he also he showed up at the Minnesota Vikings 5 or 6 years after not playing a down of high school football, and almost made the team with no preparation other than just changing his workout routine for a few months. And if I recall right, he wrecked a motorcycle a couple of days before training camp and dislocated his jaw, but still went all the way through training camp and almost made the team after not playing college football. Then he went to UFC, dominated that, beat guys like Randy Couture and whatnot. And then I'll get to Carlton Haselrig, and then I'll let you do too, and we'll bounce off. So Carlton Haselrig, Kurt Angle has said in interviews that he took a red shirt in college because he wanted to avoid Carlton Haselrig. I don't need to say anything more. Just on until Cael Sanders came along, there was no argument on who the greatest college wrestler of all time was. That was Carlton Haselrig. Myron Copes and the Steelers drafted him. You got to take this guy out of the University of Pitt at Johnstown, Carlton Haselrig, in like the 10th round or whatever it was. They draft him in the 10th round. He shows up. He's a Pro Bowl guard. In his 40s, he was sitting on his couch getting calls. Hey, we got some guys that can't make a mixed martial arts fight. Can you come and fill in? He's literally sitting on his couch in his 40s. Shows up. He fights some guy that does nothing in his mid-20s. That's a pro that had won big fights. Shows up, no preparation, on 2 days' notice, and beats the guy in his 40s. If that's Paul Bunyan, that ain't an athlete. Those are men that I just laid out there. Sorry, go ahead, give me two.
I struggled back and forth with the number 5 of my list. I have a problem between Herschel Walker and Carl Lewis. Herschel Walker, you go MMA, the things he did at Georgia, I was young enough or old enough to remember how devastating Herschel Walker was at Georgia. He rushed every year for over 1,500 yards. The MMA thing, he was in the Olympics as a bobsledder as well.
Yeah.
Herschel Walker never lifted weights in his life. He just did push-ups and sit-ups. Get a copy of the 1982 college football special where his body is like a tank. Guys today don't have bodies like Herschel Walker had.
If I could interrupt for a second.
Go ahead.
Herschel Walker was doing all that mixed martial arts in his 40s and 50s.
Yes.
Which, I mean, go ahead, sorry.
So I'm with you on the Michael Jordan thing. The person I banged back and forth with was also Carl Lewis. People forget how dominant Carl Lewis was.
All over the place.
He won the long jump for the gold medal in the long jump 4 consecutive Olympics. He kept the record in the Olympics for 16 years at long jump while winning gold in the 200, the 400, the 2x400, and the 100 meters. I battled back and forth with the two of those. You can decide if I was right or wrong about either one of those.
Yeah, take another one. So you do one, then I'll do one. See, I got it all banked up here, but that's all right.
Was Jim Brown. Oh, Jim Brown, this is something no one knows, and I just learned.
Lacrosse?
When a lacrosse player does this with its stick, that was because Jim Brown, you couldn't get the ball away from him. Yeah. That's a rule that they had to make lacrosse competitive because how good Jim Brown was at the time. Jim Brown rushed for 1,527 yards in a 12-game season, averaging 104 yards a game. So he had lacrosse, track, and football. Sorry, Michael Jordan doesn't have.
Yeah, and I'm glad. Back to you. Yeah, I'm gonna sneak one in. Antoine Randall.
Huh?
Antoine Randall was drafted by the Chicago Cubs to play baseball. He played a year of college basketball in Indiana under Bob Knight. That Bob Knight, legendary Bob Knight, not some one of these recycling guys that come in and out of most of these schools. Bob Knight. So also on top of that, he was an All-American college quarterback. Then he went to the pros, where he was a Pro Bowl level kick returner, punt returner, and wide receiver.
Let me interject my number 3 guy because it goes perfectly with Randall L. Dave Winfield.
That's a good one.
If you go and think about Dave Winfield, he was drafted not only by the San Diego Padres as a pitcher.
Minnesota Vikings.
The Minnesota Vikings, as well as the Utah Jazz and the Atlanta Hawks. He was drafted by all of them.
Yeah.
So Winfield, Definitely
And you know
deserves
what?
to be on that
I think
list.
Winfield's the last one to go straight from college to the pros.
Yes.
Like, he didn't spend a day in the minors. I
Right.
think literally after he signed his
And
contract.
his number is retired with the Padres. First ballot Hall of
Yeah.
Famer. There's a list of stuff that Winfield
and
did
he's
that we don't
partially
have time to
he's
get
partially
into.
responsible for making the Yankees great again because Steinbrenner got suspended for 2 years and had to wake up because of what he was doing.
Did you? Here's the thing about Winfield's situation people don't realize. The reason there was a rift between Steinbrenner and Winfield was the cost of living increase that was put into the contract, where Steinbrenner was under the impression he was getting $16 million for the 4 years. He was actually getting 28 because of the cost of living adjustment. Steinbrenner never wanted to pay him that money, so he did everything he could
Oh,
to
and he
get
did.
rid of
It
it.
almost got him
and
in
there
jail.
was a battle back and forth between the two of them.
So I'm gonna go.
You're up.
So number 4. I'm actually gonna take mine into 6 because we share 2. But one that I have on my list that I didn't see on yours, Terrell Pryor. I got to give some respect to the local, and that's a good one to do it for. So let's talk about Terrell Pryor, All-American quarterback in high school.
Yes.
Mike Krzyzewski at Duke was going to let him play football and basketball. I think there was, if I heard right, I think Julius Peppers was the only one the only other person he was open to allowing do that. So he was an All-American quarterback. He led Ohio State to all those different bowl games and whatnot. Like I said, you know what? When he was in high school, he dominated any position on defense. I remember watching him in person. He lined up as a DN and was throwing whatever tackle was in front of him around like he had no business to be on the field with him because he didn't. So
He had to have been at that time the most recruited athlete. And
possibly ever.
yeah, it
Well,
was up there. It was
I
high.
mean, he was up there with these guys you see the 30 for 30s on. So in the other part of that, you know what? If teams would have left him alone, he probably could have been. He was an okay quarterback when he was in there and he was left alone. But he wasn't. But sometimes these teams get too cute. But you know what? That he rebounded and was a Pro Bowl caliber receiver. And that's an athlete. When a guy's like, hey, you know what? This ain't working out for me over here. I'm going to dominate at this position.
Yeah.
And that's why I have Terrell Pryor on my list.
Good job on Terrell Pryor. I'm going to hit you with a little bit of a name that you're not going to know, but it'll make sense in a minute. Have you ever heard the name George Marcus?
Oh, I have, but refresh me.
George Marcus, a.k.a. Wilt Chamberlain, is my second pick of all time. He actually, at 16 years old, played semi-pro basketball for the Quakertown phase against the Pittsburgh Raiders. If you go back through what Wilt Chamberlain did as far as a basketball player, it's mind-numbing. Do you know why today people have to have both feet behind the free throw line?
Because of him.
Because Wilt Chamberlain would just jump and do a finger roll for a free throw. He actually changed the game in that way. There's 7 things that Wilt Chamberlain changed as far as that goes. When he was at Kansas, he high jumped 6'6" in street shoes. Has all these track records that are unbelievable. And him and Michael Jordan, according to a video, and I know how we feel about these videos, but the claim is that those are the only 2 people who ever had an over 46-inch vertical leap. So at 7'2", he was taking coins off the top of the backboard. High jump, he ran a sub 10 100-yard dash at 7'1". That's an athlete to me.
So I gave you 4. I'm going to do 5A, 5B. You have both of them, Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson. You can't, I mean, what both of those guys did, they were at the top of both sports. I mean, I just Google them.
Yeah.
I mean,
those 2 were special. I agree with
you
that
got notes on them. I'll let you run with your notes.
No, go ahead. You can go on that because that's my number 1.
Yeah, who's that?
Jim Thorpe.
Well, yeah, like I said,
you have to read the Wikipedia page on Jim Thorpe.
Yeah.
He was a Major League Baseball player for 6 years with the New York Giants. He was in the NBA for 2 years and then basically founded the NFL.
Yeah, he was in the room, yeah.
And the thing that's fun about that is when he went to Carlisle, PA, who was his coach? Pop Warner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a little known fact. And when you go back through Jim Thorpe's thing, he won the pentathlon and the decathlon in the same Olympics in 1912.
And they try to take it away from
When you go
him.
athlete, you can't say, and I have it down here somewhere, you can't say that this guy did well at baseball. This is a picture of him in Double-A, which he batted, what, 249 or something for the season?
Something like that, yeah. I mean,
so when you
him
kids
and
sit
Tim
there,
Tebow.
and I'm not being the grumpy old man at this point, but you've heard some of the things. Wilt Chamberlain changed basketball
Look
in
at these
ways.
names we dropped. Carlton Haselrig.
Yeah,
I mean,
Michael Jordan is not considered, in my mind, a two-sport athlete. Michael Jordan is the greatest endorsement agent of all time. He is the business extraordinaire
smartest
person.
businessmen of
His
all time.
opinion means the weight in gold as far as buying products. But when you go greatest athlete, the greatest basketball player of all time is Kareem. Sorry even to Wilt. Jordan's third. Don't even bring LeBron and guys like that.
Well, you
to
know what?
the
I'm
argument.
I'm just gonna pile on the obvious. No, I'll have LeBron ahead of Michael, and I'm gonna tell you why. Same reason I have Kobe ahead of Michael. Kobe and LeBron did something Michael Jordan never did. They won a championship without Phil Jackson. We'll be back after this.
Isn't this typical Rise Wrestling? You stack the deck against the lawyer because you know I'm the greatest wrestler and attorney in the world. So for you, and you, I gotta tell you, tonight, sweetheart, everything changes.
Oh, wait a minute! GME just went low on green! You have got to be kidding me! No! Elko Paul was in the back pocket of the gavel. They're just handing the grand championship to that sleazy David Wallace. No way! What? Hendricks had to his leg completely reconstructed, but he's back. He's back in Rise Wrestling. Jason Hendricks is here to defend the honor of Rise Wrestling.
Welcome back to the final segment of the Stellar Show, Fayette County TV, Channel 77 QCOM Breezeline. Myself, Ken Philbom, the Duke, who looks like he's ready to participate, and Stellar's Collectible Shop inside the mall, Uniontown Mall, that is, Victor Malik. And before I forget, because it's fresh in my head, Rise Wrestling, Friday, July 25th, will be included with your fair ticket for the Fayette County Fair. So get up there. You might see us doing something, whether hanging out or if they want to put us to use. Yeah, or, and you know what? I'll tell you who I hope to see there. He made his debut, Champ. You know, a local wrestling legend, Champ, was at Rise this past Saturday. And good for you, Champ, because I'll tell you what, there's a lot of these little independent local wrestlings in the area. One thing you got to say about Rise is I feel like I'm watching pro wrestling and not cosplay. So,
Wow.
yeah, and
Okay.
I just
Yep.
you know what, they only
Good
let real athletes and real wrestlers in with them, and that they deserve that shout out. So, what's your thoughts on what I just laid out there?
I think I agree with you 100% on that. What else do we got going on right now?
Your buddy Cowpoke, how'd he do? He was in the Rumble, wasn't he?
Yeah, he did good, didn't he? Yeah.
And then what was it?
And then they just branded a new champion, didn't they?
Yes, sir. What was the name? I'm sorry. The Gavel, David Lawless, right? My apologies on that.
When's
Yeah.
the next event for them coming up?
Well, that would be at the fair on the 25th,
fair.
up at Fayette County Fair, which, like I said, you know what? Go check out both, and hopefully you'll see us up there. But
Yeah, grab some tickets. They're all over town.
yeah. And while we're guys with gavels and whatnot, always shout out to Stellar show solicitor Doug Sepik. He's been in the news lately for all the right reasons. Keep up the good work, sir.
Good job.
Yes, sir.
Good job
So
on
training.
Training camps in 9 days.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
everybody how to get tickets, because I get
Yes.
this question a lot. You're the authority. on it.
Yeah, right. You got to get on the Steelers. I believe it's the Steelers website. If you just Google it, you'll find them on Ticketmaster, and they are free. But I just want to give you a heads up. If you want one of those weekend tickets, you better grab it the second you hear me say this, because they go quick. And I've seen them turn people away that did not have tickets on the weekends. See, what goes on is St. Vincent's can really only hold about 5,000 to 7,000 people, respectively. And there was one year, I think 30,000 people tried to come there. They literally were shutting down traffic in Greensburg and Somerset because of all the congestion in the Latrobe. So if you're going, don't go unless you have a ticket. They are free. And you know what? If you can't make the weekends, go during the week if you can, because that's a better time because there's less of a crowd.
So to all of you guys who are not tech savvy, the tickets are going to be on your phone, correct?
Yes. You'll have to.
There's no such thing as a hard copy ticket.
No.
anymore.
You have to get.
That's a big thing that people don't understand.
Ticketmaster app.
Ticketmaster app.
Yeah.
You have your kids download it onto the phone.
For the tickets for Rise Wrestling at the Fayette County Fair, or just Fayette County Fair in general, you can buy those in person.
Okay, so again, for the non-tech savvy, can you have 4 to 5 tickets on one phone?
6 is the max this year.
6 is the max. Okay,
Yeah.
so everybody understand, you can put 6 tickets on one phone. 5 you can go in with the person who owns the phone.
Yep.
That's not real clear to everybody around here. So
no, I get that.
And understand this, guys. This place is going to be packed because no one around here has ever had the chance to get DK Metcalf's autograph, Aaron Rodgers' autograph. This place is going to be packed. Those are 2 Hall of Famers that are added to the Steeler roster this year. This isn't the same Steelers that you've gotten 200 autographs from the last 5 years. And let the kids get the autographs.
Stay out of the way.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, and you know what? As much as I want Aaron Rodgers to sign a Super Bowl 45 hat, because I just love the irony of that, a Steelers Super Bowl 45 hat, I'm bowing out and letting the youth.
Let the kids get the autographs.
But if any of those kids want to make some money, come find me, and if you get that signed, we'll talk.
There you go. Okay, so I got one thing, I got to get it off my chest.
Sure.
ESPN, the Home Run Derby, one of the most sacred events for baseball fans all year long. I watched it I streamed it last night, and you had a box. Half was the pitcher throwing the ball, and you got to see the swing. The other half was just fans being idiots. You never got to watch any of the balls truly get launched from the true
So
angles.
I'll give you 2 thoughts on this.
Sorry.
No, this is good. Maybe. So whoever produced this, don't watch the NFL draft.
It's the same stuff.
It really is. Just we don't need to see all these whatever
goofballs going, I got it,
but,
with the oversized gloves.
But here's my advice to ESPN also. Go, whether it's YouTube or in your own database, whatever, go look up the home run derbies when Griffey, McGuire, and Frank Thomas and these guys were going at it. Watch how it was shot.
It was perfect. And I had, thanks to my lifelong best friend, Bart, he got me to work the '94 All-Star game. I was in the press box when Thomas hit the upper deck shot.
Was that 521?
It was unbelievable.
Oh yeah,
that. You talk about earlier Cruz hitting and sounding different. Those balls, and I went chest to chest with Ken Griffey Jr. in the runways underneath, and Griffey was actually smaller physically than I was. That shows when you guys listen to your coaches about wrists and hips, you don't have to be Frank Thomas to hit a home run
that's my argument.
I watched that live.
That's what I like about O'Neal Cruz. Like I said, honestly, he reminds me of like Anderson Silva of UFC fame. Like you look at this guy, and it's like at first you don't think this guy ain't hitting that many home runs and hitting them that deep, and then you watch him and you're like, wow, he actually came up short.
Darryl Strawberry comes to mind.
Really good example.
Darryl Strawberry.
Comparison.
So
you know what? We're about to wrap this up. Anything to promote before we?
Just remember, guys, there's only going to be 50 or 60 tickets for the Pack Attack. Get them right now.
And we hope to see you at the Fayette County Fair and training camp. We're going to be hitting both of them up the next couple weeks. Rise Wrestling is next.